Bear with me, guys. Just setting up. Welcome in. I've only just opened the chat box, so my apologies for not opening it sooner. So if you were waiting and you couldn't chat, my fault. I apologise. Right, so there's no one watching. Right, so I don't know. It said there was 19 waiting, so I think StreamYard. 16. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a few documents together. So we're going to be talking about the Fabian Society today. So just bear with me. I'll be a couple of minutes and just setting up. Right, welcome everyone. I'm just looking for one thing, okay? I think we might have to do this in 2 halves. I think we're going to have to. There's so much here. Now, I last did a Fabian stream a good while ago. God, it was the last time I did a Fabian stream was 2 or 3 years ago. And I prayed that this would never happen where we had them in power. Now, for those of you who don't know, okay, I'm not going to be watching the chat for a moment because I'm behind. I need to do all my research. Get all my research up on the screen. So, for those of you who don't know who the Fabian Society are, I'm going to give you a little quick overview in a minute. Now, some people have heard the myth that they no longer exist. They do. There they are. Okay, their website is there. They are in power. They are part of the Labour Party. They make momentum look tame and timid. If anyone doesn't know who momentum are, they are the far left, hard left. I don't even know what to call them. You're right. Did he go? Yeah, okay. Sorry, Gizmo's just come back. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So, we're going to give you an overview of who these people are, and then we're going to go into a little bit more detail. That some of the people that have been part of the Fabians, you'll be surprised. I think you'll be surprised. And George Orwell was a Fabian. Because we're on YouTube, I'm going to be moving a lot of this over to Odyssey. I have got an Odyssey now. I'm just getting it all set up. So all of my content that I do, this sort of content, will be going onto my Odyssey channel. And I'll probably start doing some stream from there as well, just because YouTube doesn't like us talking about this sort of thing. So for those of you that are thinking I'm skirting around subjects on this, it's for a reason, okay? So you might not know that George Orwell was a Fabian. I'm going to give you some information now. For example, I'm just going to give you a little bit of information. The Fabian Society started in 1884. And they had a 100-year plan. Now, what does 100 years from 1884 take you to? It takes you to 1984. George Orwell, Eric Blair was his real name. He was a Fabian originally. He left. And he was trying to warn humanity about their 100-year plan. Okay? Hang on a minute. I've got 2 dogs here going crazy fighting, but not nasty fighting, but give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me just sort these 2 out. Right, okay. Welcoming everybody. I hope you're okay. So what we're going to do first, right? So there's a lot of stuff on here. Hello, tea time. Tea time? What did I just call you? What's your name? Tea time. You know. Lol. Anyway, I get things wrong. Right, welcoming everybody. I'm not going to do my individual hellos. There's going to be a lot of people watching this on the replay, so I'm not going to go for my hellos because they always moan at me. But welcoming if you're on the replay crew, big up the replay crew. Hit the like or the dislike. I can do with one of them, but not two of them. I'm talking to Al about the dogs. Go outside. All right, he wants to go and play with his bro. Yeah. Come on then. Just not here. Right then, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through what they are. If you're a Labour lefty, that is fine. Andrew Jones says, disclosure, I'm a Labour lefty. Guys, if you want to be a lefty, a righty, an in-betweeny, whatever you want to be, that's up to you. All I'm going to say is the left is not what it used to be. The left is a different kettle of fish than the left that we knew growing up. Do you know what? I think that was, yeah, I like tea time. Do you know what? Listen to this, yeah. When I read a name wrong, and I do it all the time, I do it with all sorts of things in life, not just on YouTube. I read something wrong the first time, I'll tell you, my hubby, and I read it wrong, and it sticks, and I start calling it the set. So we've got people on here that have still got the wrong name. So unfortunately, your name's going to be tea time. You might want to change it, maybe. Right, okay. So this is the Fabians here. Now they've got rid of their main logo on the main page, but it is the wolf in sheep's clothing, and we're going to be getting to that in a moment as well. There is so much to cover on this organization. I don't know where to start really, so I'm going to start at the beginning. And some famous Fabians we have, for example, I'm going to give you some famous Fabians, people. Tony Blair, he was the one that opened the new stained glass window at the London School of Economics. The London School of Economics is based from the Fabians. The Fabians made it. Okay, we've got old Keir Starmer, he's a Fabian. Sadiq Khan or Sadiq Kunt, he's a Fabian. Got old Jeremy Corbyn, Fabian. Wes Streeting, Fabian. Who else have we got? Yvette Cooper, Fabian. All the wrong uns in politics, okay? Now, I'm not saying that the Conservatives are any better, but the Conservatives aren't Fabians. You'll find that a lot of the Conservative Party will be Freemasons. There'll be Freemasons, or just make covered the Freemasons a while ago, and I can talk about the Freemasons, but I just want to say is that all I want to say now is people hear the word Freemasons and they freak out and they think of all this secret society, Illuminati. But actually, there's two different types, and the English type is more about the working man's club. Your working man's club is usually built of Masons. Your Rotary Club, your grassroots charities. A lot of Masons are just normal working men who have put into this local charity. When you start going up through the ranks, it gets more nefarious. And the American Freemason, they use the Scottish Rite, which is the 33 degree. In England, it's totally different. So I'm not going to do I'm going to cover the Fabians tonight, but I just want to let you know that if you're looking for Fabians, you're looking at the Labour Party in particular, and you're not looking at the Conservative Party. Okay, so they had to get him in. Now, anyone who's old school lefty will know that old school lefties, they're liberals. They don't want to be ruled by the EU, or they don't want to be ruled by big pharma and big corporations. So this new form of leftism is actually this original Fabian's idea, and there's nothing liberal about them. And the way that the Fabians worked is that it's brick by brick. They want to knock down everything and rebuild it. Okay, so I feel like joining just so I can get in there. Like have a look at the members area and stuff. Let me just see how much it is. I don't want to give them my money, but Blimey. Right. Okay. So I could get it for a concession because I'm disabled, which is a bit better at £2.90 a month or £5.70 a month. And if I do, I join the Fabian Society today to help shape the future of the left. Now, they were like the original think tank, and it's highly disturbing that the original think tank and this organization are running the country right now in UK. So anyway, we hope you're all well. Now we're going to go through the origins of the Fabian Society. If you did vote Labour, I'd like to know why, really, but not tonight. That'll be for another night. We'll probably do a phone in soon. We'll do a panel, and we'll have a few different topics, shall we say. So I'm going to give you the basics of the Fabian Society, and I think the best place to start, well, I think you're on the wind up. We'll start on Wikipedia. Now, that's just going to give us some basics of this place, and obviously we can go bigger, aren't we? Hang on, let me just get this up. Dark. Right, that's better. Right, okay. And then we'll go into the basics of it, and then we'll go into the emblem and so on and so on. I can either have it on light or dark. I don't know which one's better. Anyway, how are we all doing? At the end of the day, people want to vote Labour. I'll leave it on the light one. That's up to them, innit? I'm from a family of Labour voters, but that was in the olden days. I'm not doing a phone in today, though, Julius. How you doing? Not today. I've got too much information to get through. I've got a lot on this. Okay, so hello, everybody. Thank you to our lovely members. If you're still with us, we'll be moving them. I just haven't got round to it. Hi, Pablo. I'm so sorry I've not been back in touch with you. It's just been a bit crazy here, but I will catch up on my messages. I hope you're well. MK Ultra, Nanny, Rose. Hi, everybody. Welcome, Alan Edge. All of our members, thank you for helping. All of our sub-regulars, thank you for being here. Okay, now the Fabian Society, for other organisations, see name, blah, blah, blah. Right. The Fabian Society is a British socialist organisation whose purpose is to advance. Remember, this is wiki as well, so they're going to try and make it sound a bit better. Hi, Bev love. Oh, thank you, Bad Gambler. Oh, thank you. I'm going to do it. But I'm going to have to do it on my phone because I don't have all my stuff on my laptop. No, I haven't got a towel on my head, but I need to. Right. Thank you very much, Bad Gambler. I think I will. I'll do it for next time because there's so much to go through tonight. So it's a British socialist organisation whose purpose is to advance the principles of social democracy. Okay, so what they call, now this is all the nice fluffy stuff, and I'm going to get into the just slightly under the surface. It's not a conspiracy, it's all factual of the truth about these scumbags. Listen to this, via democratic socialism and gradualist. Yeah, now we'll get into that in a moment because gradualist, you'll see some more what I'm talking about, and reformist effort in democracies rather than by revolutionary overthrow. So basically, the way that the Fabian Society works is they've even got a tortoise as their emblem as well. I'm going to show you. Was a Fabian originally, so he had inside knowledge of this shit. Okay, so it goes on. The Fabian Society was also historically related to some of the furthest left factions of radicalism, a left-wing liberal tradition. Remember, they're in power right now. Oh no, not this again. Can you hear me okay? Because I forgot to get Al, if you're listening, can you come and get my new microphone? I can't reach it. It's on top of the wardrobe. Let me know if it goes again, yeah? Okay. So, as one of the founding organisations of the Labour Representation Committee, 1900, on and off, I need Al to come here. God's sake. Sent him a message. He's hopefully listening. Let me know if it goes again, and I'll just take my microphone out and just use the laptop sign, which is a bit shit, but it would be, at least it works. Okay, so they were founders of the Labour Party, okay? And now, for example, one of the early members of the Fabians, would you know, was Beatrix Potter. She was one. Now, who knew that? Did anybody else know that Beatrix Potter was a far left extremist, a member of the Fabians? Let me know. Give me a 1 if you knew that. It'd be good to know what you guys know, because I don't even know what you know. I did this a couple of years ago. Give me a 2 if you didn't know. Yes, 1 if you knew. Now, I did this about 2 or 3 years ago, and a lot of yous weren't with me then, so nobody else really knew that. And I did a live research night, and I found this out with you all, and I was like really, really shocked. So some people knew. Jemima Puddle Duck, yeah, she was one, right? So it's a bit of both. Okay, Brill, thank you. Okay, so it started on the 4th of January, 1884. In London as an offshoot of a society founded a year earlier. Now, an offshoot of this original society was called the Fellowship of the New Life. Now, I know this is a bit boring, but I've got to give you the beginnings of this to get into the nitty-gritty of it. We need to know how this started. I'm also going to ask Al if I can have a drink as well. Hang on. A nice can of lemonade. So thirsty. Let's hopefully no, he's not saying it. Fuck's sake. Oh, right. So this Fellowship of New Life was there before. Now, it was a British organisation in the 19th century, most famous for a splinter group, the Fabian Society. Okay, so this was the basics of the Fabians. Oh, he's here now. Could I have a drink, a cup, not a cup, a can, please? Thank you. And my mic. You know me other mic. Just want a quick break a sec, guys, just to swap mics over. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, whichever one it is that my subscribers got me. You know. I ain't gonna have time to tune it in though.
Tune it.
No, I've just got to swap it over quickly. I'm going to keep talking until you're ready. So this Fellowship of New Life was founded in 1883. It was founded by Scottish intellectual Thomas Davies. Included poet Edward Carpenter and Henry Stephen Salt. Sexologist. What's the sexologist in 1883? Havelock Ellis. Feminist Edith Lees. So all of these people, we've got former UK Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald was briefly a member. So they got rid of this. They got rid of this fellowship and turned it into the Fabian Society. It was an offshoot. I think what we'll do we'll do another show and we'll go deeper into that one because this is focusing on the Fabians. But I wonder what sort of dodgy stuff they got up to as well. The Fellowship of New Life was dissolved in 1899, but the Fabian Society grew to become a leading academic society in the United Kingdom in the Edwardian era. It was typified by the members of its Vanguard Coefficients Club. So it was called the Fabians at the suggestion of Frank Podmore in honour of Roman general. Listen to this, guys. In honour of the Roman general Quintus Fabius Maximus Verrucius. Now, if you look in, we're going to explain now about their strategy. They used a Roman soldier's strategy. It says, meaning the delayer, okay? His Fabian strategy sought gradual victory against the superior Carthaginian army under the renowned general Hannibal through persistence, harassment, and wearing the enemy down by attrition rather than pitched climatic battles. So what they've been doing is slowly wearing the public down over time, making the public believe, thank you, hang on, no, not my knee, making the public believe that slowly wearing us down, making us the same thing. Right, I'm just going to swap my 2 minutes or crack open a can of special brew or whatever it is. Testing, can you hear me? Is that muted or not?
I don't know. Can't see your thing, so I don't know where
Testing. Right, okay. The experiment's working really, really well, actually. Right, I'm just setting up my new microphone. It's probably going to be really loud. Just bear with me. This is one that one of our subscribers bought me, and it is a super duper. He's got me a webcam as well. Right, I haven't touched the gain or anything. Oh, sugar toys. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Yeah, if you need to type, what colour is it? What?
Doesn't he turn up the gain?
Does the gain need to be turned up, guys? Because I'm going to try and keep, I don't have to have it right by my mouth now. Let me know whether that's okay. I can turn the gain up a little bit on it. I can make it louder. Where's the gain? Turn it up a little bit.
Okay.
Testing. It's not working. Testing. Yeah? Okay. A bit more. So I can move away. Yeah. Okay. Testing. Testing. Great, right. So you can hear me. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to continue with this. Let me know if it goes funny or anything. It's too loud now. What about now? I was shouting though. How is it now? I'm away from the microphone now. Let me know. Okay, so we're going to keep going through this. The Fabians. Is it too loud? It's okay. I don't have to have the microphone right in front of my face now because this one's a lot better. So going back to this Maximus guy, they named it after him because he harassed, what? It's gone. Oh, it's good. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. I can have a play with it after. I didn't want to do it whilst I was live, to be honest. But I had no choice. Okay. So, according to John Perdue, for the right moment, you must wait, which is what they've been doing. The Fabius did most patiently when warring against Hannibal, though many censored his delays. But when the time comes, you must strike hard, as Fabius did, or your waiting will be in vain and fruitless. What are you doing? Fruitless. What are you doing?
It's distorted a little bit.
Is it? Was it too loud? So this is just like an overview. Now we are going to get into more of the nitty gritty on it in a moment. So here is their emblem. Now their coat of arms is this is the original. This is not been edited or anything. This is not me doing anything. This is their emblem, guys. Okay. You know, you couldn't make this up, could you? So that is a wolf holding a flag of the Fabian Society with a sheep strapped to its back. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. They are showing us, hi Jane, they are showing us right there. Okay. Let me know if this goes. Al said it was distorting. It's insane that they don't hide it. Now, again, just let this sink in, guys. These are in charge. These people are in charge of our country right now. This was a 100-year plan. So upon its inception, the Fabian Society began attracting many prominent contemporary figures drawn to its socialist cause. And I think you'll be quite shocked about this because one of them, now this is where it gets really, really, really interesting, is H.G. Wells, War of the Worlds. He was one. Now, some people say that he knew all about the aliens and he was trying to tell us. It's crazy when you look back. They've never cared. They have never cared. So it attracted many prominent contemporary figures drawn to its socialist cause, including George Bernard Shaw, H.G. Wells, Anne Besant, Graham Wallis, Charles Marson. I like the way they haven't mentioned Beatrix Webb, which I think, is that the original name of Beatrix Potter? I wonder whether you guys will still vote Labour after you've seen this. And I am not. I'm not a Labour supporter, but one thing that I do, if anyone knows me and they've been me long enough, I try my best to remain neutral. So even though I don't like these people, I still will try and remain neutral. I'm not trying to change anyone's mind. I'm just giving you facts. Everything I'm giving you are facts. Everything I'm giving you, I can back up with sources. Okay. Hi, Keith. Oh, really? So at the core of the Fabian Society was Sidney and Beatrice Webb. Together, they wrote numerous studies of industrial Britain, including alternative cooperative economics that applied to ownership of capital as well as land. The co-op, the co-op, the shop, that is Labour rooted. Did you know that? Many Fabians participated in the formation of the Labour Representation Committee in 1900, the group's constitution written by Sidney Webb. So I'm not going to do the whole wiki page because there's so much to get through, but this is a good overview of where to start. George is pumping. Georgie is my puppy. He's 13 weeks today. Yes, Beatrix Potter. So Beatrix Potter was one of the founding members, her and her husband, of the Fabian Society. Now, the first Fabian Society pamphlet advocating tenets of social justice coincided with the zeitgeist of liberal reforms during the early 1900s. So there was two different types of liberals going on. This includes eugenics. Okay, so eugenics, but eugenics was a common view for the time. The Fabian proposals, however, were considerably more progressive than those that were enacted in the liberal reform legislation. So like 100 years ago, 130, 40 years ago, there was liberal parties coming through, because obviously everything was so strict back then. You know, you could be, the death penalty was around, and everything was very strict. So when you're talking about liberals, they were actually the goodies back then, if you want to put it that way. Yeah, so they were like the people that were trying to help just the normal working man, so it were. Right, hold on, I'm having a drink. Okay, so they were considerably more progressive. The Fabians lobbied for an introduction of the minimum wage in 1906. Okay, so remember, this is the Labour Party, basically. And when the Labour Party started, it was more to help the poor people. But don't fall for this, because we're going to go deeper. The minimum wage in 1906, for the creation of a universal healthcare system in 1911, and for the abolition of the hereditary peerage in 1917. Agnes Harben and Henry Devonish Harben, were among Fabians advocating women's emancipation and supporting the suffrage movement. The Fabian Socialists were in favour of reforming of the foreign policy of the British Empire as a conduit for international reform. They were in favour of a capitalist welfare state modelled on the Bismarckian German model. I don't know anything about that. Just having a quick glance through. In the period between the two world wars, there was a second generation Fabians, and that included Harold Lasky, R.H. Tawney, G.D.H. Cole. It was at this time that many of the future leaders of the Third World were exposed to Fabian thought. Most notably, India's Nehru, who subsequently framed economic policy for India on Fabian socialist lines. So I'm just flicking through. I'm not going to give you all this because there's too much here. They were talking about in the Middle East. It came to fruition in Iraq, Syria. So all of these dictatorships, Fabian. In October 1940, the Fabian Society established the Fabian Colonial Bureau to facilitate research and debate British colonial policy. 20th century Fabianism. Harold Wilson was a Fabian. Old Harold Wilson. Who else have we got? We've got Tony Blair, which I was talking about at the beginning. Who else have we got? Tony Benn. 229 members of the society were elected to Parliament in the 1945 general election. So 229 Fabians. Ed Balls is one. That other little weirdo, what's his name? That little Ed Miliband guy. Do they have any leanings? What do you mean? He was one of them. He was a Fabian. Okay, so they then had a lot of influence on the Labour government. So when Tony Blair came in, Tony Blair was a Fabian. And I'm going to leave it there because I've given you a very, very, very brief overview of the Fabians. I want to go a bit deeper into them now. So the London School of Economics. So Tony Blair was there when he unveiled their stained glass window. So we're going to get into that now as well. Wrong button, hold on. It's really disturbing. It really is very disturbing. What's this? This society have a hell of a lot of influence over this country. And I think that is the most concerning thing here. I really do. Right, just give me a sec, guys. George is snoring. So is the sound all right then, yeah? It's crazy, isn't it, when you think about it? Like, the shit that has been... the shit that's going on in this organisation is so disturbing. So the London School of Economics is a whole new subject I think we need to go through. So let me just get this up. Right. So the London School of Economics, okay, hammering out a new world. This was built by Fabians. On the 20th of April 2006, Tony Blair unveiled the Fabian window, the newly installed in the Shaw Library on a long-term loan by the Webb Memorial Trust. In 2017, thanks to its generosity of the Webb Memorial Trust, the window became part of the school's art collection. On 11th of January 1911, an illustration of the Fabian window appeared in the sketch entitled GBS in Stained Glass. So older Tone here, he unveiled this window here. Now, when I click on it, it says content not found. They've removed it so we can't zoom in on the window, which is a right scam. But he was there. So further on in this show, we'll be zooming in on that. We can't do it right now because they've taken it away, but we will be looking in on that. But he was a very prominent Fabian. So when you think about all the things that this country's done and all the things that have gone wrong, we think about the Tony Blair era. We're thinking about what's happening right now in this crazy UK, 6 weeks into a Labour government. We've got rapists being set free, child rapists being set free, criminals walking free because there's no room in the jails. But we've got people that left a mean tweet being put into prison. No, they're not giving me the plaque. They keep saying I've lost an account. You know, years ago, right? Just quickly, I'm just answering Alan Edge. About 3 or 4 years ago, I lost this YouTube channel, right? Through talking about Eggstein, you know, the person who we can't name. And let me just get rid of that a sec. Hold on. Anyway, I got it back like 4 months later, right? Got my channel back, but it goes down as I've lost a channel. It's ridiculous. So they're like, oh, well, you've lost a channel in the past. Yeah, but that was like a channel that I got back, because if you lose a channel anyway, they're saying that they don't understand it, it's an error, but I don't care anyway. So did send Simon sideways, he never got his plaque. The plaque isn't a given. The plaque is just for certain people if you are favoured by them. You need to return the mic. What? The mic's gone again. What? What's going on with the mic? What's wrong with the mic, guys? Let me know, please. So oh, fuck's sake, really? It's probably on too high. The gain's probably on too high. Just needs setting up. I can't return it. I had it last year. Where's Al? Right. Let me know if that's helped. Let me know. Testing. Has that helped? Right, how's that? Is that any better? Is that made any difference though? I've just put a new setting on that's new. Let me know if it's made any difference. It has. Okay. Right. Thank you. Right, okay. Now I want to get into the George Orwell connection to the Fabians better, says Space Cat. Hello, Space Cat. Hello, Jen. Mike is annoying. What? It's okay, sweet freedom. It's just too sensitive. I've just put a new setting on that says mic background reduction beta. So Al's a sound engineer. He can set this up for me, but I'm doing it live. I didn't want to do this live. Oh, the gain's probably too high on it. That's all. It's a really good mic. It's a very expensive mic. No, it's not a cheap mic. No, it's a very expensive mic. A very expensive mic. It probably just needs the gain adjusting. Comes with a stand and everything. It's like well over £100 mic. I think Richard bought me this. Right then, hello Zero. It's probably just distorting because it needs setting up. Thank you, Daz. How you doing, by the way? Right, let me just grab this up now because I've got distracted now with the mic situation. I can turn the volume down because I didn't quite finish doing my research because I was running late. So you need to just like bear with me a sec because there was a few things I wanted to get up. Just bear with me, guys. How are we all doing? Please hit the like or the dislike. Do you not find it interesting that Orwell's real name was Eric Blair? Tony Blair? I'm wondering if there's any relation there. That'd be very interesting. How you doing, Em? Very interested to see whether there's any relation. Do you know what I mean? Right, I'm just having a quick look at something. Just bear with me a sec. I'm doing a little bit of research. Yeah, Eric Blair. Where's Millie? Millie's there's so many awesome experts on this channel. Now, Millie is an ancestry expert. She can find out all these different she can find out who's related to who. Millie, if you're watching, it's a very long shot. Is there any relation between Tony Blair and Eric Blair? Hang on, just hold on. I'm just looking for something, right? I was running a bit late before my stream, and it made me miss something that I wanted to get. And for those of you that are just coming in, the Fabian Society was founded in 1884. They had 100-year plan. And if you go 100 years on, it will take you to a lot of the internet's been wiped on this, can't find it again. 1984. Right. Right, just bear with me, guys. Yeah, it's missing. There's articles have been wiped from the internet. I wish to God I would have put them on Wayback Machine. There was an article written, and it was basically explaining that the 100-year plan. Just looking for it now. Just bear with me. It's quite concerning, really, when you think about it. Right. Now, George Orwell did leave the Fabians. He left them, and I'm going to try and find out why. Just bear with me. George is pumping. God, there's so much articles here. They really do. The Fabians love talking about George Orwell. Is their like greatest like accomplishment? It's like they're proud of his vision. Do you know he died 7 months after he wrote 1984? Lionel, hello Scorpion. I'm trying to find an article and I can't find it. All I'm getting up is that it's been wiped. The internet's been wiped completely. There was an article by, it was actually by the Freemasons, because the Freemasons really don't like the Fabians. Now, no matter how much you may hate the Freemasons, they hate the Fabians. They hate each other. It's like the right versus the left. So they actually did a good piece on it, and they exposed the Fabians. They kicked out George Orwell, and that's why he wrote that book, which is what I'm trying to find. Just bear with me. Someone's done a video. Someone made a video about it. That's not what I want. I don't want YouTube up. I want to find my own research. No, we'll have to do that in part 2. I'll get one of my other things up ready. Did have it all ready, but it's not here. Right, so we're going to talk about the Fabians today because they're in party at the moment. We know they're in charge. We've got this for 5 years, guys, unless we can get rid of them. So all of the George Orwell link, I will be putting that together in my second part. Okay, so we'll be talking about why he left, why he wrote the book, and everything else. Now, this is a very interesting article I'm about to get up here. They're very creepy, aren't they? So this was written this year, and this is on a website. This is on someone's Substack, and he's been looking into the occult roots of the Fabian Society. So I'm going to link this in so you can have a look at this yourself. Now, there's the stained glass window, right? Okay, we can, right. This is the stained glass window, and this is what Tony Blair was unveiling. And if you look there, you've got the wolf in sheep's clothing right there in the stained glass window. And this is in the London School of Economics. So you'll find that right there. I'm just going to link this in so people can go and have a look at themselves. There is so much to cover. There's just too much to cover in one. Don't know. I've not looked at that, Ali. I doubt it, but who knows? There's definitely going to have to be a 2-parter on this because there's just too much. Okay, so although the organisation known as the Fabian Society was outwardly materialistic and socialist principles to attract the poor, because that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to bring the poor in, even though it was run by really rich people. Hi, Andy. How you doing, my friend? Hi, New Hobby. Hi, Nicola. Hi, everyone coming in. I'm sorry I've not said hello. It was rabidly elitist, with all of its leaders opposing both imperialism, dubbed social imperialism, and eugenics, the science of eliminating useless eaters. And that's what they actually seen the poor as, useless eaters. They were just wasting oxygen, wasting food. All of this Bill Gates and all of this, you really use and eat debugs. Oh, thank you, Jane. Mr. Steve says 59 likes. There you go. Thanks, Mr. Steve. Thank you, Jane. I appreciate that, my love. So all of this you will eat the bugs. Where do you think that comes from? That's Fabian. The disabled. You've spot on there, Mia. But they attracted the poor. That's how they got the Labour voters in. They attracted the poor because they wanted them to think that this was an alternative to the monarch, to the elitist people, to imperialism. But it's like it's literally what's happening now. You look at all of these goody two shoes. You look at these, like all these lefties. They're usually rich, white, middle class, young, want for nothing, but they are throwing themselves in front of buses because they've got gas, petrol, diesel. It's the same thing again. Now, there's nothing working class about them. Champagne socialists, that's what they are. So anyway, and we are going to get into that as well. We're going to get into the crux of the Fabian, the way that they want to work, the way that they want to destroy society and start again. That is what they want to do. They were really into the eugenics. Now, who else was into eugenics? We can't say his name because I told you earlier I lost my channel when I mentioned his name. So we're going to call him Eggstain. Okay. He was also into that sort of stuff. Okay. So as outlined in part 2. So I need to go back to part 2 of this. Right, hang on a minute. Is part 2 gone? Right. No, I'm going to stick with part this one. The stained glass mirror commissioned by the Fabian leader George Bernard Shaw and featured prominently in the Society's London School of Economics features the infamous icon of a wolf in sheep's clothing and leading agents of the organisation forging a new world religion. It's scary, folks. This is what people voted for. Did anyone vote for them? I know Andrew did. Well, he says he did. Will anybody own up voting for this? And there's no one's going to be shamed here. All right. If you did vote for it, would you have voted for it if you'd known about this? Is the question. So the wolf in sheep's clothing is in the London School of Economics stained glass window. And I'm laughing. You will cry. Hello, George. Georgie. Ah, George. So you've got this here. Now, this to me looks, I'm going to try and, you've got what look like working men, right? Hitting what looks like a planet. You've got women and men. You've got women on their knees. The men are on their knees praying to these books, it looks like. It's ever so bizarre. Hi, Steve. The wolf looks like he has a white penis. Oh yeah, no, it's the leg though. It's the sheep leg, but yeah, it does. But it is the leg. So, but yeah, you're right. It does look like that. Extain window. Alistair Crowley there. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, there's going to be 2-parter in this, guys. There's just Yeah, Tony Hart. I remember Tony Hart. I was related. It was indicative of two things: the technique of warfare, as we've spoken about, used by this sect, and the revival of an. Now, I didn't know this. Okay, now on the wiki, they're only talking about the way that they like to win, which was slow and steady. They've also got a tortoise emblem, but I'll get into that in a minute. But there was a revival of an ancient mystery religion with modern clothing. Now, this is the bit that I haven't learned about. I don't know everything about this society. I only know some. So a lot of this I'm learning with you as well. I didn't vote for a white wolf with a white penis, though. Oh, a wolf. Right, that's been held by YouTube, and I can't do anything about it. Won't let me pass it, unfortunately. How you doing, Bev Love? So the name Fabian was based on the example, which I've given you earlier, of the Roman oligarch Quintus Fabius Maximus, which was 280 to 203 BC, before who became dictator of Rome during the Second Punic War, where he innovated a technique of attrition, of psychological warfare to defeat Hannibal. Now, what are they using at the moment? What are they using us right now? They're using psychological warfare against us. For example, during lockdown. Now, that wasn't even when they were in charge, but it's obviously this. It seems to me, from what I'm seeing now, is that this Fabian has sort of engulfed even non-Fabian governments, because just look at the lockdowns and everything else. It was all about wearing us down, making us depressed, making us scared to go out, making us want to grass on our neighbour. Oh, our neighbour's been seen outside over an hour and they weren't walking their dog. You know, let's call the police on them. That's what they wanted us to do. And then they wore us down to the point where people were taking their prick. I call it that, but you guys will know what I'm talking about. You know, take your prick to get out the house. And people were desperate. Like most people that I know that took it said, I just wanted to go on holiday. You know, I wanted to go abroad. I was desperate. Or there was some people in the dog show industry that wanted to show their dogs and they couldn't. And people were just desperate. And it's all Fabian moves. This is all Fabian's. Yes, woke ideology. There's an article that I'm looking for, right? And I will find it. It might be on the next one though. I thought a prickaroo sound naughty, saying yes, Space Cat, a prickaroo. But yeah, it does, and I'm going to get into that as well, because all of this green stuff as well now, all of this green stuff. Where do you think that came from? It came from the Fabians. People keep blaming the Freemasons for everything. And when I say to people, do you know anything about them? Oh, it's the Illuminati. Well, look into, I'm not saying they're good. There's Rungans, yeah, at the top. But this is a far more a nefarious organisation, this one right here. Iran have hacked WhatsApp and just seen it on the news. Lol. It targeted Biden and Trump. That's funny. Apparently, it's fully encrypted. It's unhackable. How's the sound now, anyway? Right, so, okay, the period of Punic Wars with Carthage, which saw Rome's ancient ally, is it ally or ally, backstabbed by a scorched earth program that ultimately annihilated the race of Carthaginians, is extremely important for imperial grand strategists as the central moment of change that set the character of Rome as an empire, although it would take another 150 years before officially becoming one. So this is all to our brilliant, thanks, Selwyn. This is all about how Rome became Rome. They're using the same tactics. This is how sick these people are. And again, I can't reiterate this enough. You people that you're looking at now on the TV, are Fabians. No, these are far more nefarious, Jenna, because they're in your face. They're in charge. They're in charge of the country right now, and they don't hide it. Our Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, is a Fabian. Everything goes back to the Fabians. Okay, so this is talking about how they took Rome. So this Carthage here was taken by this soldier, destroyed an entire people and took over. Does that sound familiar? Well, Fabius, who the Fabians are based on, while Fabius' tactic of slow attrition was unquestionably an important factor in the selection of the name Fabian Society and was used to devastating effect by the society bearing its name during the 20th century, a lesser appreciated reason exists, which has more to do with the revival of a new system of stasis. Now, this is where things get really, really weird. A lesser appreciated reason is earth worship, deindustrialization, and anti-humanism under leading Fabians from H.G. Wells, Lord Bertrand Russell to Julian Huxley, in the form of transhumanism, ecologism, and cybergenetics. Now, does this all sound familiar? So we're going back now, like I say, we're talking about in 1884. They were talking about this shit. And look where we are right now. George is snoring. Hang on, listen. Can you hear him? That's Georgie. Snores. Oh, who started the Fabians? Beatrix Potter. You couldn't make this shit up, could you? Beatrix Potter started the Fabians, and her husband. It just sounds. I just feel like I'm making it up. Sounds like my farts. That's how he snores. Oh, my baby, my little bear. God, this mic, man, it weighs a ton. It's a big, massive thing. It's made of aluminium. It's crazy. Sure, that's no. Owls is just a tad lighter than that. It's how you doing, Finola? He's a little snore monster. So cute. Good night, Julius. Okay, so the lesser appreciated yet more important factor is found in the importorium to Rome of the cult Cybele Attis, sometimes referred to as the cult of Gaia or Gaia, or the cult of Magna Mater, i.e. Great Earth Mother, in 205 BC. So it looks like the Fabians are also using this dark art shit, right? It's penny really. Oh. I know, Julius, don't go. Well, I suppose he's got to go to bed. I'll be doing another part on this because it is getting, what time is it? 10:10. Sounds like me when I'm on the protein shake. It's a little podge. I can't believe we nearly lost him, though. We nearly lost him. He's getting loud. Oh, he's woke up. You okay, Georgie? He's like, Okay. Hello, you okay? Was you snoring? Yeah. Georgie, Porgy. Oh. Yeah, so Gaia. Okay. So, okay. Now we're going to get back into this. The event was extremely important as it involved the most virulent Eastern cult, also affiliated with ISIS. You couldn't make this shit up, could you? Who become a dominant force shaping Roman customs and the behaviour of the elite. So all of this is going back to Rome. All of it. This is all completely messed up. Yeah, Julius, do you have to have you got work or something tomorrow? I'm just reading this now. Quintus Fabius Maximus didn't import the Cybele cult alone, but was responding to the commands of the Sibylline priests, who were a committee of 15 who had sole authorization to interpret the writings of the sacred Sibylline books, now long destroyed. By the 3rd century BC, the Sibylline books were housed in the Temple of Apollo on Palatine Hill in Rome, and it was on this same hill that the Temple of Cybele was soon constructed following the prophecy of the Sibylline priests. This is all the same. This is the cult that the Fabians worship. Yeah, so Gaia is known as the Earth Goddess. Yeah. This is why the Labour Party, they're not Christian. Have you noticed they're all atheist? How many Christians are in the Labour Party? There isn't any. There was more than ever people. Well, there will be a couple, but the main leaders, you're going to have some fringe members of the Labour Party. You aren't part of this shit. Do you know what I mean? But most of, like the ones that are in the government now, they didn't use a Bible when they got sworn into Parliament. They refused to use it. They should have to swear on the Bible. We're a Christian country. This is some dark shit, man. So these books, I'm gonna have to do this on my other channel because this is cult shit, man. We're gonna have to look into these Sibylline books because these were acquired by Rome's last king during the 6th century BC, and the details are wrapped in mystery. Now these books have been destroyed. This looks like a rabbit hole. This looks like a serious rabbit hole for the Curious Bunny, because I didn't realise it was going to go this deep into it. But wow, you see, there's Karl Marx there. Look, Marxism. You think of socialism, and you think of lefties, and you think of. He's also a dedicated Freemason. Is he? Are you sure? Because how do we know this? Because Fabians do not get on with Freemasons. They don't like each other. Fabians are the opposite to Freemasons. Freemasons are very capitalist, you know, like your Donald Trump, your George Bush. Your Fabians are more like, didn't you do your research before you went live? I did some of it, yeah. But I like to do some of it live. So I didn't go into this cult level. No, this is way too deep. I do some research, and then we like to do a live research night. So we'll do some. I'll get some articles together, but something like that needs to go onto my other channel. That is deep stuff. I don't know anything about this cult. I've just come across this while I was looking for that article. All right, hold on a sec. Don't get cheeky, Andrew. You're trying to get a wrench, aren't you? Well, that rolling eyes emoji has just put you on -1 for the wrench. What's the matter? Okay. You're all right, yeah? Right, okay. I was looking for something really important, and I can't find it, which has really annoyed me. So yeah, that's really interesting, that. Really interesting. I am still looking for this article, and I covered it in my last Fabian stream. So hold on a minute. I'm with you. I'm with you guys. I'm just looking at something. I can't believe they've wiped the internet. They've literally wiped the internet. Let me just see if I can find out about the green stuff. Now, if you look right, okay, so I'm just going to get up. We're going to go to modern day Fabianism now, whatever you want to call it. Now, this was only last October. Yeah, look at this: plans for power, Fabian ideas for transforming Britain. So this is when they were practicing to get in. Now, again, this is the same organization that I've just told you about, that are in power now. Okay. Now, Wes Streeting, who is our health secretary, is also a Fabian. So I'm just going to, I've got a speech of him. Just hold on. When's this from? This speech is from, I think it's from, they're on YouTube, guys. The Fabians are on YouTube. You could not make this shit up. Look at this. They're in your face. They don't hide it. There they are. There's the Fabians on YouTube. Now, if you go into it, look. 7 months ago, they last uploaded. And we've got all of their lovies: winning and governing, poverty and financial security, an uncertain world. They've got all these videos. We've got Sadiq Khan. And look, they're only a small channel, less than 500 subscribers, with like tiny view counts. And they're there in front of your face. They're literally showing you, but no one's looking because we're too distracted. No one's talking about this. Ed Miliband down there. You couldn't make it up. They're there in front of your face. Right, I just want to show you something. And then hang on. Tonight was more about an overview of who these people are. Who are they? Because we're going to go deeper and deeper. Right, so I think I am going to have to join it, you know, so I can see some of this stuff in here. It's not letting me open some of these pages. It says I've got to join. So I will be joining. So here they are, governing to win. Here we go. Excuse me. Summer 2024. There's their favourite one. There's their current golden bulls. Keir Starmer. Only 20% of the electorate voted for him. I will be going deeper, all right. We'll be going deeper on the other channel. So they're all set. They're showing you what they're going to do. Look, cultural deficit, whatever that's supposed to mean. The task ahead is the task they've got. Scratching the surface. This is all what they make all these policies. They're very they brag about them. This is all the Fabians. There's what's her face, that woman who's in charge. There they are. Look, hard fought, won a landslide. Hers won as well. What's her face? The one who has 2 council houses and sells them and makes loads of money. The Fabian manifesto, not the Labour manifesto, the Fabian manifesto. And then right down the bottom in the small, Fabian Labour. This is a Fabian government. How many of the public knew that they weren't voting for a party? They were voting for a cult. How many of you knew? Rachel Reeves. Destroy everything and build it back up again. Right, hold on. I do wish I could find some articles that have disappeared. What I'll do, I will go through after this. I'll go through my emails from a few years ago, and I'll find where I find the old articles. It'll be in my email somewhere. So what I would like to do is go through the original manifesto, because their original manifesto in 1884 will tell us everything that they're doing now. It was 100-year plan. What are people saying in chat? I actually think Keir Starmer is a psychopath. I think he's worse than that. Build Back Better. 2222. Yeah. Hello, fairy love. We're just talking about the Fabians. See, I don't think they are, Jen. I really don't. 2 different groups. Do you have the link? What do you mean? What link? What do you mean? So the thing is that the Labour Party, right? The Labour Party is their front for it. Duck race. I've had a drink. They had 100-year plan for Nola, and it's really frustrating because I can't find it. Let me have another look. Just hold on a sec. But this microphone's great. I'm all the way across the room. Can't find it. It's so annoying. I think, if I remember rightly, he actually defected. I know he left the Fabians, and I think he actually defected. There's a really interesting article here, but it's going to make me pay, I think. Is it going to make me pay? Yeah, it is. You knobheads. I know it's not. This is interesting. Let me just send this over to myself. So yeah, they had this 100-year plan. When we come back, I'm going to find this back and do part 2, because there is this article, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They had a 100-year plan, and it involved the green agenda. You see, I thought I had this article on my laptop. It's not there because I've changed, haven't I? Reject. Right, so I've just found this. I don't know if it's going to let me read it though, because I haven't got a New York Times. But this is from 2007. Now, MI5 spy agency to release secret file on George Orwell. So I like getting articles that are really old, from like 2007, so that you haven't had today's spin put on it for the current narrative. Now, again, George Orwell, Eric Blair, was a Fabian, but he left. He left, and he started to write books to tell the world what was coming. Everything you heard and you read in Animal Farm and in 1984, he was trying to warn us. This was their plan. But if you look here, this was in 2007. George Orwell's leftist views and bohemian clothes led the British police to label him a communist. Agency stepped in to correct that view. A file on the writer, which was to be released on Tuesday. The secret file the MI5 kept on Orwell from 29 until his death in 1950 was to be declassified by the National Archives. It shows that, in contrast to the fictional Big Brother, the cruel and all-seeing secret police of Orwell's classic 1984, MI5 took a surprisingly benign view of the writer. Well, they would have done, wouldn't they? But today they wouldn't. Orwell savaged the totalitarianism, I can't say that, of Stalin's Russia in Animal Farm in 1984, but he was also a socialist who rallied against inequality in earlier works like Down and Out in Paris and London and The Road to Wigan. So the MI5 had been watching Orwell since 1929, when he was a struggling journalist in Paris, attempting to write for leftist publications. Now, he left the Fabians, and this is when, look, in 1942, he drew police interest again while working for the Indian service of the BBC. A report by a sergeant named Ewing of the Special Branch, the Police Intelligence Wing, said Orwell had advanced communist views, and several of his Indian friends say they have often seen him at communist meetings. Now, have you noticed that this is when they got worried, because he was leaving the Fabians and he was dangerous? They weren't bothered about him while he was doing what he was told. He dresses in a bohemian fashion, both at his office and his leisure hours, whatever that's supposed to mean. So MI5 were watching Orwell. Now, if he was just a writer who was just writing any old shit down, I can guarantee the MI5 would not be interested in him. What are people saying in chat? Let's have a look. Karma. Yeah, they're hiding in plain sight. You know, they literally are not hiding. Oh, they're not hiding anything from us. But yeah, I will find that for my part 2, because part 2, I want to go deeper. Now, I'm just going to show you this. There's so much I want to show you. So hold on. It's a bit like, like Cobra Kai. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. It's like that. It's like strike hard, not so much strike first, do it slowly, but show no mercy. But I'm going to show the tortoise now, just grabbing it up now for you. And they even put it on a coin and everything. Right, so I'm going to go to the Fabian's Twitter account. You couldn't make this up. Yeah, my tummy don't feel too good either. No, night, darling. I'm going to have to go in a minute. Look at this. The Fabian Society are on Twitter, guys. When I strike hard. So this is one of their mottos, yeah. So they have a tortoise, which means they were going to do it nice and slowly. They're going to take yes, feel better soon. Please hit the like, guys, if you enjoy the content, or the dislike if you don't. I am going to go deeper into this. I'm going to go in a minute and do a part 2 because there's so much more. I know, and Mealy. I'm still waiting for Fruit King to build me a time machine. They were the best. No night, darling. I hate tummy aches. I've got a bit of a tummy ache. Feel better soon. No night, Nicola. It is, Rose. You're right. Where you going, Mo? Gizmo? Okay. So this is one of their motive emblem things. When I strike hard. So they had this 100-year plan, and they were very happy to take it slow, nice and slowly. Wins the race. But they were, they're telling you, we're going to take our time, but when we get there, we're going to go for it. So this is the Fabian Society. The Fabian Society was founded on this day in 1884. Sorry, I'm yawning now. 134 years on, the society remains at the forefront of developing political ideas and public policy on the left. And this is another thing that really rolls me, right, is that these think tanks are making policy. These think tanks are, no one votes for them. Who votes for a think tank? Nobody. Nobody votes for a think tank. But they make policy. That doesn't make any sense to me. It never has done. It's like all of these. You're right, Georgie. Have you been to the toilet, dude? He goes to the puppy pad of night time. He's such a good boy. Yeah. Oh. They've got so much say over everything. We know there's no such thing as democracy in this country. There's just no such thing. That's not a shadow. But yeah, so you're right. What's the matter? He's just been to the toilet, I think. I don't know. He's just walked, appeared. I don't know where he came from. Unless he came from on the floor and he was lying on the floor and he got up again. I don't know. Sorry, yawning. Okay, so here is their page. I started following them today in case you're wondering why I'm following them. I couldn't. I had to. Doing a bit of research on them. That was their happy plan when he won, when their man won. And they're very active. They're very active on Twitter, look. So these are the people that are in charge right now. Now, this guy here, he does their sculptures. There's so many avenues. We could do a little deep dive into him. We don't even know who he is. Who is he? We have no idea. Building on our recent special edition of the Fabian Review. They're everywhere. They're literally, they've got their finger in every single pie in government. I'd also like to see how much of the BBC are part of them as well. I just don't know. Was Eggstein one? What are people saying in chat? It's perverted communism, yeah. But it's in your face. It is right in your face. And it was a British thing. But it kind of went global. I'm just having a quick look at something. The original Fabian manifesto, I think, will be a really good one to go through. Because in there, this is what this article that I'm looking for, it talks about the green agenda, how they want to make everybody poorer. It's freaky. It is so freaky. And they can try that all they want to hide it. It's out there. It's on the internet. I've just got to find it. That's all. It is there. Might have to pay for it, but I'll find it. My brother-in-law, ex-BBC. Right, so you can still get... Oh, my God, they want $408 for a first edition of their manifesto. I'd love to get hold of that. I really would. Love to get hold of that. Because they can't change that, can they? Look, I'll show you. Anyone got $408 lying around? Want to go and buy me this book? I'm joking. This is their original manifesto in a book. And they can't change the book. See, this is all of their plan, yeah? This is their plan in that book. George Bernard Shaw. It's this book. So, yeah, it's an first edition. I don't think that's that bad for $408, to be fair. Like, when you think about it, you know, like how rare that book is. I don't think it's that bad. Right, I've been going for an hour and a half. I've given you a brief overview. Yeah, everyone's either going to bed or they're going to get some food. I've given you a brief overview of Take Care, Bad Gambler, of who they are, what they're about. We're going to go deeper next time, much deeper. Who wants to go deeper? Might go on the other channel next time, actually. It's going to go quite deep, this. It's going to go into cultism and stuff. So I think we might go on to the Curious Bunny for the next one. That was just touching the surface. But there's still articles. What's the book called? And it's by George Bernard Shaw. Now, he was not the first, was he the founding member? One of the founding members. He was an Irish playwright. Yeah, he was born in 1856 and he died in 1950. And it says here he was a comedian. Hang on. He was a socialist. Well, we kind of knew that. Well, what gets me, though, is that when they pretend to be socialists, then they're all rich. It's like today's socialists, they're all rich. Labour, who are in power now, got there by... the Labour got to where they were by being about the working class and the poor person. And yet look how they've just treated all the people, poor people. And it really riles me because what they've done is they've broken the law, right? Hello, Clarice. I don't know what you just said, but you've retracted it. What did you say? I'm guessing it was a typo. Hello, Danny. How you doing? Take care, Ali. They was pushing. Yeah, no night space, cat love. I'll catch up with you tomorrow properly. He was vegetarian or vegan. They love him here in Ireland, says Finola. It is going back. Okay, Clarice, that's funny. So I've given you literally touched the surface, but there's a couple of articles that I want to grab, and I will not stop until I find them. I think they've scrubbed the internet of them, but if I can find links, it's the links are search engines. Knowledge is power, and this is why it's like I go back and look at some of the things that they said and done back. He was one of the founders. Like, look at all your Peter Rabbit stuff. And if you look at the London School of Economics as well, that's not a very good place either. Oh God. It just rolls me. So I think the next one, we're going to go deeper into George Orwell. I'll find the article because that's annoyed me that I couldn't grab it tonight. I was rushing around before I went live, and I was like, I'll have it. It'll be on my laptop. Oh my goodness, guys, there's been an attack in Germany. Several people are dead. Hang on a minute. We know what it's going to be, but we're not allowed to say it, are we? Because we might get in trouble. Several people dead in Soligan as the suspect is on the run. Right, let me just grab this news. Hold on.
Who have died. That has not been confirmed by the German authorities, but is being widely reported now in the German press. A number of other people stabbed and injured and being attended to by paramedics at the scene. Now, this was in Solingen, which is a western city in Germany. It's a reasonably small city, but it's near the larger cities of Düsseldorf and Cologne. It was a festival, we're told, that was celebrating the 650th anniversary of this city and also celebrating diversity in the city.
Celebrating diversity, there's been a mass stabbing. Mass stabbing, guys. Germany.
But a man started randomly stabbing people in a central.
Wow. He was randomly stabbing people in a central square at a diversity festival. You could not make this shit up, folks. Nowhere's safe anymore. There was a mass stabbing. Well, there was a stabbing yesterday at Chessington World of Adventures, of all places. But this is what they want. Now, again, apologies. What's this? What have I just pressed? Apologies for not having that article here. It's really annoyed me. I was rushing a bit before I went live because I had something to eat, and I didn't have it all ready, and that's my own fault. They're not allowed to have stab vests. What, the police aren't, or the people? Anyway, Mr. Steve, I've not seen you before. Welcome to the channel. Are you new? Are you a regular watcher, not a talker? Either way, thanks for being here. Mostly peaceful, yes. The religion of peace. Is there Fabian Muslims? I don't know, actually. I doubt it. I don't think there'll be socialist Muslims just because of how they are. But I might be wrong. I want to try and get some videos made as well. I want to make a video on the yacht thing. I want to make a video on the Jermaine Jennis thing because of the hypocrisy there. Civilians not allowed to stab there. Why? Yes, welcome, Mr. Steve. We're a bit balmy here. All this stabbing has only just come gradually 7 years ago. Deliberate. Yeah, it's depressing, isn't it? Yeah, Kaz, it is fear pumping. Society is regressing. It is. It's depressing, isn't it? I'm new. Sub for the Fabian stream. Oh, well, thank you, Steve. Oh, thank you, mate. Was you in Dan Wotton's stream the other day? There was a few people in there that were going to come over. I'm going to go deeper next time. So there's old Beatrix with her. I think it's her Robbie, and these were founding members. But what I want to look at as well, there's going to be at least one other Fabian. There might be two, because I want to go and look into the society before that they offshooted from. This what was it called? This, oh God, Freedom something or something like that. But they did this offshoot, and I've got to become a member now. £2.90. So, new Radio 4 episode charts the early years of the Fabian. Radio 4 are covering the early years of the Fabian Society and the pivotal role played by Beatrice and Sydney Webb. So they don't want to call her Beatrix Potter because people will realise that she was part of it and maybe not buy her stuff anymore. So they're making sure they're sticking to her OG name. Honestly, it look at this. Current projects. So this is the Fabians of today. You couldn't make this shit up. Defeating pensioner poverty. They've just taken the winter fuel allowance off the old people. To be fair, I kind of agree with that, because there's a lot of pensioners who are actually very, very well off. Yes, please do come back, says Rose. We are okay here. You might get a one next time. Yeah, Beatrix Potter started it free, Sweet Freedom. Yeah, of course they weren't. Of course they won't be, Elsie. A lot of these pensioners, like, it's not means tested. So you can be on, I don't know, you can have a pensioner who's sitting in a £500,000 house with a massive pension pot from where they worked, living the life of Riley, and they'll still get their winter fuel allowance of £300 a year because it's not means tested. And I think that's nuts. And you've also got pensioners that have moved to Spain, that are retired in Spain, who don't even have the heating on, but because they're British nationals, they get the winter fuel allowance in Spain. You couldn't make this shit up. So I kind of agree with them taking it off them, but I do think that the poor pensioners should get it, so it should be means tested. Hi, Wanderer. Have they taken it off, have they? George is snoring again. I'm going to do a video on that. So anyway, these were the people who were, what are these events? Should we all go to an event? I'd go to one. I wouldn't film. Oh, look, what's this? Yeah, Fabian Society are at the Labour Party conference. Oh, I couldn't go there. I'd have to be a Labour Party member. Oh, no, Georgie. I wanted to find some of the people, because you should see some of them, though. It's nuts. But yeah, I'll join just to have a good nosy around for shits and giggles. These are not very good people, in my opinion, from what I've seen. There's their head office there. The future of the left since 1884. We are a left-leaning think tank dedicated to new public policy and political ideas. We are a membership movement active throughout Britain and open to everyone on the left. So basically, it's open to everyone if you're on the left. So you're not open to everyone then. So if you're centre right or centre left or right, then you're not allowed. You're not allowed. What's the deep dive channel? The Curious Bunny. I go a bit deeper into things over there. I might go into a little bit of paranormal over there, a bit of occultism. I've covered Aleister Crowley. Just anything that's a little bit different. I'll tend to do it over there. I try and keep this channel light, like a bit of entertainment, a bit of animals. Try to keep it light. Over there, I'll go deeper. If anyone could drop the Curious Bunny link, I'd be really grateful. I would go to a conference. You can go to a Labour one. I could go in there and I could secretly film the Labour conference, and I could hang around the Fabian stand. Oh my goodness. I know, Finola. You wait till I find this article I've been looking for. I think that would make good content for the channel. What do you reckon, guys? I'll go in undercover. I'll put a moustache on and some glasses and a raincoat and a hat. And I'll have my little selfie stick. I can get the link for you, Steve. Hold on a sec. Did you say where you got me? I missed it. Did you answer me? Did you get me from Dan Wotton? Hit the like, guys, please, if you don't mind. Or the dislike if you don't. This is my other channel. I've just posted the link. That's the Curious Bunny. Yeah, exactly, Ali. I drive on the left. You're all right, Bev, love. I've done it. There you go. We have a reputation for high quality political salient projects that have a real impact on political and policy debate. Yes, you do, because you are. Thank you. Thanks, Steve. You couldn't make this up. Of course you have a good real impact because you're involved. You've got fingers in every pie. We are affiliated to the Labour Party and work very closely with Labour politicians, as well, listen to this, as influencing debate across the political spectrum. Every Labour Prime Minister has been a Fabian, and today hundreds of Labour politicians are members of our society, including Labour leader Sir Keir Khars and more than half of his shadow cabinet, see? As well as senior figures in devolved. So you've got your Scottish, your Welsh. I don't think the Northern Irish will have them. I wouldn't have thought the DUP would have them in. Where else I know? In local government, our elected executive committee currently includes 5 Labour frontbenchers. See? Membership is at the heart of everything we do. People become Fabians because they agree with our political values. It's a cult. This is a cult, guys. You have to be aligned with them. You have to be in their little clicky if you want to get anywhere. So there you go. What we stand for, the Fabian Society, as a socialist organisation, aims to promote. So it doesn't promote, it aims to, and does it badly. It doesn't really promote it. Hi, Candice. What I'm going to do, Candice, I'm going to delete the memberships off here, and I'm going to bring them back onto both, but at a much lower rate, so people can join both if they want. Or I'm just going to keep it all on Patreon. I don't know yet, but I am going to be getting rid of these ones. Greater equality of power wealth and opportunity, the value of collective action, an accountable, tolerant and active democracy. Does this seem like that right now? Citizenship, liberty and human rights. Yeah, citizenship. They don't want national borders. They don't want nation states. They want us to be a citizen of the world. Multilateral international cooperation, sustainable development. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there because we are running out of conspiracies. I know, yeah. Do you know what, Mr. Steve? I used to do a lot of more deeper stuff on the other channel, but I just kept getting taken down. So this is why I do more like paranormal, Bigfootsies and all that sort of stuff, because we're allowed to do that. You've still got people who still believe like UFOs are little green men and they think that that's a massive conspiracy. No. The massive conspiracies are the things we're not allowed to talk about, and we're not allowed to talk about stuff. Yeah, exactly, Jen, love. Right, Mr. Steve, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Well, thank you. It was a random thing. I appreciate you, mate. Democracy, exactly. Right, I'm going to go. You've had a really brief overview. I think we'll do better in Russia than here at the moment. Evil hypnosis cult. Yeah. I think we'll leave it there. Like I say, I'm not done. There's loads and loads more to do. That is just it for now. But there'll be more deeper stuff. I might do the next one. I'll do the next one on here, right? But then when we go into that other cult that they've come from, the Roman cult, that one will definitely be on the other channel. The next one I'm going to do on here, we're going to go into George Orwell a little bit more, and I'm going to find this information, and we're going to take it from there. Oh, Jenna, thanks for joining the membership, by the way. Thank you, darling. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I have put all the links into the stream as I've been going along, so hopefully you've all been catching that. Just put the book one in. If anyone's got a spare $408 lying around and you've got nothing to do with it, go and buy the book, read the book, and then send it to us and let us read the book. Right, guys, take care. No outro because the copyright-free channel decided to take all their music rights off everyone and started monetizing everything on my channel and others. So there's no outro and no intro, but there will be because one of our subscribers, and I won't mention the name, I don't know if I'm allowed to, has written some awesome music. So we're going to get there. We're going to make a new intro and outro. Anyway, take care, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.